Tarek. Can I call you Tarek?
Yeah, why not? Haven't you called me that before?
Welcome to Collecting Stories, episode 13. That's
lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13. Maybe
I should I mute my TV?
I can't hear it, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, Tarek is currently
probably
watching the Falcons and Buccaneers game Thursday night here in the United States. If you're international,
Eagerly watching it.
Eagerly.
No, it's not true.
Oh, okay. Are you in any fantasy playoffs or anything?
I am, yes.
Oh.
I'm the number one seed. The other two leagues are. This is the last week of regular season.
Okay.
So I will know soon.
So I think one of my leagues is last week, regular season. All three of my leagues, I'm not going to make the playoffs, so I'm not too invested in any of these games.
There's always next year.
There's always next year. Well, anyway, I'm Zayd. This is Collecting Stories. I'm speaking to my uncle, Tarek. And I wanted to start off just by kind of updating you on my past week and my thoughts. I've started keeping a note tab if I ever get ideas on my during the week to talk about them on the podcast. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, first one I wanted to mention is that remember Monopoly Prism?
Mm-hmm.
$5 a blaster box at Target.
Wow.
They
of
must
which
have,
of what? WNBA?
NBA.
NBA?
Yeah. I remember I bought a lot of WNBA last year, but they must have printed the heck out of that stuff to be able to sell it for $5 a blaster box. Or it's not popular. Who knows? I'm not sure.
2024 wasn't the most impressive rookie class. Stefan Castle would be your major chase, I guess. But hey, I mean, for $5, so that's not.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Another thing, I mentioned last episode that my Beckett grades came in, and they actually came in person. So that's really cool. The slabs I've noticed, I haven't really touched a Beckett slab ever, I guess. The slabs are much thicker than the PSA slabs, and they seem more like more fragile. I'm not sure, but I do really like the way they look.
Mm-hmm.
I do really like the way they look. Big controversy. I already told you about that. The controversy. The Nolan Ryan 1972 tops came back altered. And that was the same. PSA said the same thing.
Right.
I don't know. You made a good point. Saying maybe they just trimmed the edges really poorly back in the 70s. Or maybe this is my dad's card. Maybe he cut it up,
Yeah, I mean, again, the corners are, if you were going to trim it, you try to make the corners look better than they actually are. But I don't know, maybe it was manufacturing.
Sure.
I mean, that seems like a valid guess. I don't know. But two separate grading services have said that it was not of the correct size, so
Yeah, I guess I can see maybe the tip of his cap, it looks like it has a little water damage on it. Maybe they pick that up. I'm not sure, but anyways, I really like this 1972 set. I just think it looks super cool. This set, and I think it's the 1975 set, where there's two different distinct colors on them. So those are my two favorite sets of my dad's collection at least. And then I bought a blaster box of Allen and Ginter today at Target.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I kind of fell in love with these mini cards here. I mean, each pack came with a mini, and I don't know if I just want to complete the whole set of minis or if I want to complete just the entire set of regular cards, because they feel a lot nicer than regular paper cards. They're like actually on like cardstock paper instead
Right.
of this kind of cheapy paper. So that I really like.
And are those two? It looks like the Kobe Mayo and the Chipper Jones are those some sort of parallels there? They got a different border.
It's kind of strange because it was actually, they must be, because they do have a different border. But the Mookie Betts actually has a different backing to it, if you can see that on my screen. So that's what the Mookie Betts looks like. So I'm not really sure what those parallels are, if they're certainly not numbered, I guess, but anyway.
Should
I
cool.
should look
Yeah,
that up.
I like those too. How so you touched your first or Beckett slab? How did that feel?
I was confused. I didn't know how to feel. It's just so thick. It's so thick. Look how thick that is.
Heavier?
It's heavier. I actually don't think it is heavier. It's maybe a little bit heavier. But I'm gonna, maybe this is a big deal that I'm gonna say this, but I think I might prefer the feel of the PSA slab better. And I like the look of the Beckett slab better.
Okay.
Maybe that's not a big deal.
No, I think that sounds that sounds fair.
So
I will I like the look of the Beckett slabs as well.
Yeah,
I do like the look of them.
yeah, I am very happy displaying the Randy Moss and the Jamal Murray and everything with those gold labels. I really like the gold labels. It makes you feel a little special, instead of just a 10 or something.
Right. Right.
But yeah, it's been a kind of quiet week for me. Kind of just looking for deals on wax and stuff. Not really biting the bullet on anything. But you did go to the card show, and I know you've been kind of eyeing wax and stuff. So how about you kind of take over and tell me about that?
Yeah, went to the card show. I was doing we did the last podcast when I was at the hotel, visited a friend of mine down in the Chicago suburbs there, went to a card show that I'd been to a couple of years ago. It was, I remember it being excellent back then, so I wanted to go down and see him as well as figured I'd hit the card show at the same time, and it was good. It was a good show. Great show. Loved it.
How many tables?
Not that many. The flyer for it said 100 tables, but it wasn't close to that. It was probably, I'd say, in the 60 range, but the size was great. The quality. So a couple things. One is I went there with a plan in mind this time. I was going to look for, now it's baseball off season. I wanted to look for Judges and Otanis. What a stretch there. So I kind of went there with that in mind, as long as well as some of my wrestling stuff as usual. But that did actually help me focus more. Even that broad and then the other thing I wanted to look for was undergraded cards. So I wanted to look at things in slabs. A lot of people will have their anything less than a 10. So they'll have anything less than a 10, they'll have them in like a shoebox type of thing, right? Rather than in their display. So I wanted to flip through those as well. And I went there with even those broad strokes in mind. It still made the experience for me much better than just aimlessly walking around.
Yes.
So that's one thing, we talked about this on previous podcasts where I just kind of go in with no plan in mind. And this time I went in with a plan, albeit a pretty broad plan, but it was still helpful. So I'm going to try to exercise that same approach at the next card show, which will actually be in Green Bay. The Green Bay card show is again this upcoming weekend. So,
oh my gosh, you're so lucky to have that many card shows next to you. I'm just gonna say that right now. Okay.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I had to drive a few hours to get to this one, but I mean, I don't consider that really too bad.
That's awesome.
I don't mind driving a few hours, but so the show, it was nice to get to sort of a new region. This is something we should try. If you go to a lot of the same card shows over and over again, you tend to, even if you don't specifically notice it, you tend to see a lot of the same stuff. If you like go to them every month or something like that. But when you go to a new location, a location you haven't been to in a while, something kind of off the beaten path, you start to see new stuff, and it's pretty exciting. So, like, I went there with my normal plan in mind to do my Prowl Phase. And yeah, that sounds creepy, right? The Prowl Phase. But the Prowl Phase is where I go through and I walk all the tables, and I try to stick to that. I've never actually bought anything during the Prowl Phase until this time. This time I bit. Third table I bought.
Third table on the first
Third
pass.
table. Third table, I saw a bunch of judges. They're newer ones, but they're from like 2025 Chrome and some Pulse. Actually, there was a Skeens in there too as well. So I found these. They were $2. They were just sitting on his table in cases.
Ooh.
Just basic inserts, the Power Players, the All Etch, the Fortune 15, the 19. This is the 1990 Chrome throwback, and then the 1990 Chrome throwback of Paul Skeens. I've got, you remember I bought the Otani Gold of that off of Buy Sports Cards, but I just picked those up, $10. I just bought it. I didn't even think about it. So I broke the rule. So now the rule's been broken. It looks like there is no more Prowl Phase.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's scary. Yeah. No, it's exciting.
The Prowl Phase has been retired, I think.
It's been retired. I think maybe that's for good, just because it is called the Prowl Phase, and we don't have to say that phrase anymore.
It sounds offensive in a way. Right?
It sounds a little.
Sounds like I'm doing something wrong.
He's not doing anything. He's just going first pass.
Yeah, it's a first pass around the cards is what it's intended, but it's got a name that is unfortunate. So then, oh shoot, I don't have it with me, and I don't want to get up right now. But the fifth table I went to, I found a 2001 Fleer Stephanie McMahon on-card auto, and I didn't even. It was priced so good. I should have just bought it for the price, but I actually decided to take a chance and say, would you do, and it was like $20 lower or something, $25 lower. Wow. Cash. And I started reaching for the cash. I always like to, make some sort of an influence right away, right? Subliminal. Reach, start bringing the cash out. So it's almost like the cash is already there.
I mean, subconsciously, he already thinks that the deal is done. I think that's what you're... Yeah.
Yep, that's the idea there. He said yes. I took that one off the table. That was a great find. Then I found a couple of This was a $2 box, I guess. I found a bunch of wrestling stuff. I found this cover shots Trish Stratus from 2000. Oh, sorry, there you go. From 2002 Fleer.
Oh my.
If you remember I found the Stephanie McMahon of this at a antique store in Madison, Wisconsin, and I bought it. I talked about it on a previous podcast.
Yeah.
This is also, I mean, $2 is a great price for this. It's a little bit worn out on the top edges, but still a great card. It's a 10-card set, so now I'm starting to think, maybe I start to pick up the set here. I found the Maxine Dupree Cracked Ice current.
Yeah, modern stuff.
Can't remember if she's now Intercontinental or U.S. champion.
What year is that?
She just won. That's 2023 rookie card.
Okay.
For $2, it's a good deal. A Ric Flair and a Hogan from TNA years.
Ooh, I actually really like those. I don't know why, because they kind of look a little plain, just with the white edges. But I might call that sleek instead of
Yeah,
plain.
these were manufactured by TriStar, not Topps.
Okay.
Because it's not WWE. It's Impact Wrestling. TNA Impact. Then these were huge for $2. I got them just because Chrome. So they didn't actually make Chrome in 1998 Topps. I think these were inserts, and just based on the numbering, they were, I think, insert sets. So Randy Savage and the Lex Luger. This is Topps Chrome, and it's got the peel off on it, which after this long I'll never touch. But these actually look really good. I may think about if I ever grade anything, I may consider these for grading.
What's the point of the peel off? I mean, I don't.
It was supposed to protect the surface, I think.
That's it. And then
back in the day, it was supposed to protect the surface of the card so that it wasn't scratched, so you could peel it off and you'd have a nice clean
pristine.
surface.
Okay. And that technology has just gone away.
Well, everything wasn't chrome in these, I don't think. So I think they only did it with the chrome ones. But
I see. Okay.
Huh. And then a platinum. This is, what year is this? It's Topps Platinum WWE. I think it was like 2011. I want to say maybe 2011. But
gosh, you got a
platinum
lot of
performances. John Cena and Undertaker. Those were all $2.
Is this all from the same table? I mean,
the wrestling stuff was all from one table, and
Okay.
the judges and the skeins were all from one table. Then I went to another table later on, and I thought I got more than... Oh, yeah, I got that. Oh, I don't have it with me. But this is the table. So this is interesting, and here's a lesson I believe in what not to do when you're at a card show, interacting with a dealer, of course, which I rarely interact with anybody, but I heard somebody else interacting, and I just realized that it's not the right thing to do. So this gentleman next, he was probably in his 20s or something, but I was flipping through. It wasn't a dollar box. It was a little over $1 box. So they had rows of like $5 and rows of $10. I was flipping through the $10 rows. I'll show you what I got in a second, but story for now. The guy is, sitting on his phone, looking at cards, asking about the cards to the dealer. And he points at, it must have been a Jackson Dart, I think is what it was. Mm-hmm. He asked a question about it. And he said, last comp is actually this. And she was like, yeah, I know it's gone down a little bit. She said, unfortunately, I'm going to just stay at this price and hang on to it now. So this is the price I want to sell it for, which
perfect.
Right, her prerogative, right? The dealer can do whatever they want. I thought she answered it very nicely. Doesn't matter what the comp is. He doesn't have to buy it. And then he pointed at another one a little bit later, And he said the comp on this is $50. He said, can you go any lower? And she said no. And he said, well, if this is the comp, and he was showing it to her. He's like, if at I need to get it at this price in order to make any money. And I was just like,
What?
dude, there's better ways to. I mean, if you really want to make money, there's better ways to do it than going around these tables, trying to get a small fraction of a deal on cards. I mean,
$5.
just anything else. Go and day trade. Do something. Go day trade crypto. Find something other than what you're doing here, because it's just terrible.
What was he trying to do? Sell the card at the same show or something?
I don't know. Okay. I just thought it was wild that he even brought that up, and she was kind of like,
yeah. What did she say?
She was like, well, I mean, she was polite about it. She was like, well, but then she was whispering to, she was there with somebody else, and they were kind of laughing about it later. In the meantime, I'm flipping through their $10 boxes, and I found some great stuff. I mean, if this guy really wanted to, now I wasn't doing it as moneymaker. I was just flipping around looking for some cool stuff. I found, we're always looking for Justin Jeffersons and Randy Mosses is kind of, our thing. And I found a cool Zenith Justin Jefferson out of, this is 2021, I believe.
Yes.
Numbered to 49. Was in great shape. $10. And then this was out of the $10 thing. Oh yeah, I do have the other one there. This Reggie Jackson, the Ultraviolet out of 2025, Ultraviolet All-Star. That's a case hit, $10. And these aren't super valuable, but they are. I mean, if you went to look for these are going on, eBay and stuff for like $20 around there.
Yeah.
So they're decent buys, and you get to see them, which is nice too. You actually get to look at them and see the condition. This one I like because it looked really good. It's the die cut Crown Royal out of 2020 Chronicles. So it's this should be his rookie card. Yeah, it is. It's got the rookie logo down there.
Yeah, that looks great.
And I'm going to grade that. But I mean, this guy could have been looking through this particular dealer's $5-10 box, and he could have found. I mean, if what he really wanted to do was score a few extra bucks on a card flip, he could have done that.
From the boxes, just by buying them.
Yeah, she had good deals there. I'm sure some of her stuff was priced because she bought it and she was into the card for that much, and she wasn't quite ready to get out of it. I mean, I kind of agree. I mean, a Jackson Dart, like I said, I forgot the other card he was looking at, but a Jackson Dart, I think it was the red, white, and blue Prism Jackson Dart. And I mean, Jackson Dart, this is his first year, right? I mean, yeah. I might just want to sit on him for a while too. I don't think she's probably throwing it out there saying, you know what, if somebody buys it at this price, I'll get rid of it, but I'm happy holding on to it. Yep. It's kind of like, I want to sell, but I don't want to sell. And that's perfectly fine. All of her cards weren't like that. She probably just had a few. Because I looked at some of the other stuff, and some of it looked, stuff that I was interested in looked reasonably priced. So, so I just went up there and bought them. But I was kind of chuckling about the whole. I mean, it just sounds so ridiculous to be like, well, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna make money. I mean,
I'm trying to make money too, bud. Like, what are you doing?
Go get a job. Go get a job. You'll make money.
Hey, this is his job. He's day trading cards at card shows. See, that's how you make friends, Tarek. You should have commented to the woman, and the dealer next to her, say like, "Wow, that guy had some balls to really just say something like that."
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, like I said, I didn't really feel like interacting that much. So
yeah, that's fair.
So I got my cards and left, paid for them and left. Then I picked up, I bought you this. This was flipping around looking for what I thought were cards that were undergraded for the slab they're in. So I got this 2000 EX, 2000 Upper Deck EX exciting insert die
Look at
cut,
that. That's awesome.
Randy Moss.
I think PSA 7s are my favorite.
PSA 7, it looks, I do see one of the edges is a little bit soft. Otherwise, it looked really cool. I thought it was just a really cool looking card. It's it's a 90s insert.
Yep.
90s were iconic for their inserts.
Very
Kind of like
cool card.
kind of like the 80s were iconic for long hair music and MTV. 90s were iconic for inserts.
Inserts
Really,
and die
it really shines. I mean, it's got a great look to it. Already slabbed, $15.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And that dealer actually had a ton of other stuff. I could have kept looking. I mean, for a small, the great thing is, and tell me if you agree with this, but a smaller show, 60 tables or so, with quality stuff where you can really take the time to look through them and you don't feel like, I got to get to the next table, I got to get through everything, is just so exciting. It's so much fun.
Yes, 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 yes. Because I'm going to a show in 2 days, and they're advertising, I think, 400 plus tables, and I'm a little scared. I'm not going to lie. I mean, first of all, you have to spend a lot more time there and energy to look through everything. And if you don't, you kind of start kicking yourself like, oh man, I could have looked at this thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not, out of curiosity, how much like of that was TCG at your show?
Actually, so this one was not, there was not a lot of TCG. It was mostly sports cards, which was very nice.
Wow.
That's another thing I liked about it. It was in a sports practice facility. So like there was kids there. There's a bunch of batting cages and stuff. So there's kids there practicing swings. It was actually packed, right? It's a Saturday, so a lot of people, a lot of parents were there with their kids to do, baseball practice stuff and softball practice. And then you kind of walk to this back area, and there's a open room that is probably used for some sort of sports activity normally, but it was just
Nice.
tables set up in there. Not crowded.
Yeah, I hate crowded, man. I hate crowded.
But there was a steady flow, and I even talked to one of the dealers. So I did talk to somebody because I was excited. I was in a good mood, and I was like, I've been to this show a couple of years ago, and I always find good stuff here. And he said, yeah, he said even though it's not super packed, he said it's a good show. We always move. He's always able to move stuff there, and so
Man.
yeah.
Okay.
And then.
Go ahead.
And then my last transaction before I left was I worked out a deal, so I actually negotiated, and it was it's a nominal amount, $10, but I got these two would have been $90. I paid $80. I got an Otani. Again, this is a retro, so this is from 2018. It's his rookie year. But it's a 35th anniversary, so it's a throwback to the 1983 card. It's paper. But for me, these throwbacks bring back a lot of good memories.
Yeah.
I remember these cards and trading these cards with friends. So it's pretty cool. And nice card for $50. It's a little off-centered. I don't know if I'll grade it or just leave it. I think it would probably get a 9, or if PSA is pop controlling, a 7.
It looks, right, exactly. Well, there's more controversy around that, but we won't get into that right now.
Nah, we don't like talking about controversy.
We don't like controversy. We like positive
It's all
things.
over the place.
We like positive things.
Yeah. If you don't trust, then just don't grade, or if you don't think it's worth it, just don't grade.
That's right.
But I'll buy graded stuff all day. And I got this 2023 Topps Otani PSA 10. So I got this and the rookie for $80.
Both of those cards, I really like the photographs on those cards. especially the first one you showed me, the ungraded one.
Yeah, so I think what you like about it is the same thing I do too, is that they look very similar, right? So
Yeah.
when they did 83 or 2023 tops, they did it in the same kind of vein as the 83 where they have the headshot in the corner and then the action shot there in the background. And yeah, I mean,
So on the tops, on the graded one, excuse me, is there under that $40 sticker or whatever it was?
yeah,
Is there tops under that? Do they write tops on that?
good question. Oh, did I get a fake? I did not see it under that.
Well, that's not what I was going for, but I was just gonna comment that.
Oh no, you can't see it. The tops is over here. It's a
Oh, I
little
see.
bit. This is paper. I should point out for people who can't see. This is the 2023 Top Series 1 paper. So, or is this Series 1 or 2? No, it's
looks like
1 because I
600.
think it goes. No, it's Series 2 because
looks
it's
like
card number 600. I thought when I saw card 600 it must be Series 2.
Well, I think what I like about it
Series
is that
2.
you can see the tops in the throwback. I kind of like how they put their logo there, kind of up front.
Oh, that's
know?
where, yeah. So that throwback card, other than the little 35th anniversary
love
logo
that.
there, it's basically the same. It's the same card and the rookie card logo. They didn't used to put that on there back in the day. Topps didn't. So
So with
I
all
don't think
that,
if there
Tarek,
was anything else there.
I do have a couple. I do have a few questions.
Okay.
First of all, let's go back to that McMahon you got, the McMahon auto, that you said you got a pretty good deal on. Like, how often are you going on your phone or card ladder to look up comps? Like, or have you ever gone to a table and just picked up a card because you really like it? Or
Yeah.
do you always look for the comps?
Yeah. So like all of these that I got out of the $1 and $2. Oh, and I got a Bomb Squad, Justin Herbert. So all of these I don't comp.
Yeah.
I rarely comp anything out of the $1 and $2 boxes. I just bought them.
Sure.
And it turns out those, like this cover shots here. I came and checked it out later, right? That's like a $20 or $25 card, probably not in that condition, but I knew cover shots was decent because it's a pretty hard to assemble set. And then these I had no idea. I just wanted the Randy and the Lex. I bought those other cards at the card show I went to. I think we talked about it, where I bought those $4 cards. There was also a Lex Luger and a Macho Man and a Sting. They were the paper NWO cards. The guy with the chicken grease fingers was handling my cards. So those I didn't even. And then $10, I start seeing because I'd rather spend $10. So I start to look and see, is this a dollar card? Because I'm in no rush.
I see.
I'm in no rush. I don't, I didn't go out there looking for this card in particular. So if I see it and I like it, it's, and it's $1 on eBay, I'll just buy it and order it.
That's a good point.
But if it's anywhere around comps, I'll just take it because I'm not really, I want the card. I want to grade it or I want to give it to somebody or something like that. So I will just buy it and grade it. The Shohei's I didn't comp because they're
They're your investment.
prices are pretty well known. Prices are pretty well known there. I mean,
see.
I know what, this one is I'm gonna get it, for $35 basically, right? Because I worked out a deal. Grading this card is gonna be $25 or more with shipping.
Yep.
So I just figure it's a graded slab, $35. I'm not really worried about it. So the only one I did actually look up ahead of time was the McMahon, because one, I didn't know much about the card, and I was shocked to see and it actually has her signature with her height. It says Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, I think. So it's got her husband's, and I have other Stephanie McMahon autos, and they're not signed like that. They're just signed Stephanie McMahon. So I didn't know much about that card. I did look it up, found out that it is not. I mean, it's a pretty rare card. It's not transacted that often, and so I knew that one was going to be a good deal. But if I'm spending over $100 on a card, I certainly want to make sure it's not a card I can go
Yeah.
online and get for half the price.
Yeah, of
It
course.
isn't. It isn't necessarily about. Right, I'm not there trying to take the card and then go to another table and say, "Hey, do you want this card?"
No, you're yeah. I'm not I don't like that. I'll just be perfectly blunt with you. Like I don't like when people do that or the idea of that unless it's like a little tiny kid doing it or something, it's like whatever, do that.
But we're in an age where information is money, right? So I
Yes.
mean, even you and I, and even when I went with Evan, right? When we go to a store and we see retail store and we want to buy a Donruss football blaster just because we want to buy something, we'll see the price, right? And then we'll go online and see, well, can I get it online? It's significant. Can I get it from Amazon or from
Well, yeah,
Blowout Cards for
like
significantly cheaper? Because otherwise, I'll just wait, right?
that happened today. Like I was gonna buy this mosaic mega box at Target and it was $65. I was like, I think that's kind of high. And I looked online and GameStop and Walmart and Shields even. Shields has sports cards if you didn't know that. Selling it for $50, $45. I'm like, man. So I put it back and bought the Allen and Ginter. I was like, I kind of want something to rip anyway, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's totally fair.
even even if I'm out looking for clothes or Christmas shopping or something like that, and I see something, I will oftentimes just get on my phone, right? It's become natural at this point and say, hey, can I find this cheaper someplace else? Because I don't really need it this very second.
Yeah.
And if it's significantly cheaper, I will, I'll pick it up. Now, if I go to a Walmart or Target or whatever, and I'm jonesing to rip a new box of something, basketball, I might look it up and say, well, yeah, I'm going to pay $5 more here, but you know what? I get to go home and I get to rip it. So
Right.
I'm always comparison shopping.
Yep, you're right. I can't say I do the same thing for other things other than trading cards that I can think of on the top of my head, just because like I go maybe to the grocery store or like clothing store, and if they have a price, I usually pay the higher price just for the convenience. I mean, that's what they're selling, right? Is the convenience that you're already there and you can buy it.
Yep. And you can try it on.
And you can try it on and like their services and everything. Sports cards, I mean, you, you don't know what you're buying, really. If you're having a sealed box, you don't know what you're buying. And you can be happy with any one of them, It doesn't have to be.
When you pay, I'll give you another example. When you pay $140 a year for an Amazon Prime membership, you tend to want to use it as often as possible. So, like for example, I was with Nana at the mall, and she wanted gift bags for putting Christmas gifts into, right? That she's going to be giving out. And she said, "Can you go to Target and get me some?" I said, "Sure." While she was doing her own shopping, I walked over to Target, and I saw them, and they were $5 a pop. Mm-hmm. And I said, that's ridiculous. $5 each. She wants me to get her like 8. That's 40. It's going to cost her $40
for bags.
So I go on Amazon and I said Christmas gift bags, right? And I can get a pack of 10 for like $8. And so I just hit that, ordered it, came back and said, "Mom, they'll be here in 2 days." So
yeah, it's amazing. The reason I asked you about the McMahon card is that you said you looked up the comp on it, and it was the comp was higher than they were selling for.
yeah, I mean, it hadn't transacted in a couple of years, but
So
yes,
okay.
it was. It was higher, which I suspected it was. Even when I
Yes.
saw, just knowing, because like I said, I have other Stephanie McMahon autos, and I know, and I bought those, and so I know what those were priced at. And when I saw this price, I thought it looked awfully low. Now, I didn't know the card in particular. I didn't know 2001 Fleer. Well, I did know something about 2001 Fleer because I have some cards, and I know if you want to go buy any sealed wax of that, it's super expensive. So I kind of thought to myself, this is probably what I wanted to make sure is I wasn't paying $150 for a $10 card.
Yep. Yep. But you found the
I
compass
was pretty
card.
sure I wasn't.
But then the risky part was saying, "Hey, can I have this for $20 less?" That's what I was
That
thinking.
might,
I was like, "Well, what if the dealer, what if they comped it out right then and there and been like, oh wait, a couple years ago this sold for double the price or whatever."
I did. I actually thought about that, and that's why I pulled out the money ahead of time.
Oh, the money, the money.
Yeah, that was probably a little bit. But I have a tendency on anything over. Anytime I'm making a transaction over like $50, I will try to negotiate. At least I'll try to pick up $5 or something like that.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt anyone. I mean, you were buying other cards from that dealer as well, right?
I did
like
not buy any others from him.
Oh, you
I
did?
wanted to grab that card right away. I told you I saw
I thought there was only one wrestling table.
No, there was no. There was actually wrestling is a little more. There's actually quite a bit of wrestling. They just don't put a lot of them out in their display cases. They tend to want to put in their display cases. They tend to want to put like Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold and so which I don't collect either of those guys. So normally dealers will put a lot of very good wrestling cards into their $1 or $2 thing and not know that they're, those are actually the cards that I'm looking for. The ones that are in their display case are ones that are going to attract people who really don't watch a lot of wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because everybody's going to know Hulk Hogan. I think a lot of people, Stone Cold Steve Austin, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah, so that was a terrible Steve Austin.
That was very good.
Yeah, so there typically is wrestling. It's just sometimes they don't have it out there. Okay. So
that's really cool. That's really cool that you're into. I'm very. It's an interesting thing to be kind of jealous about. Is that you're into this thing that is kind of on the edge of popularity, but there is a market for it as well, and people know it as well.
I mean, you're into something even
yes, but there's
more
problems.
Interesting in disc golf.
But there's problems with that because not a lot of people are interested in it. Like what you're saying is there's tables full of wrestling cards. They're not displaying a lot of it, but it is there. Because when I picture card tables displaying things, it's the Jackson Darts or the Tyler Shucks or the Patty Mahomes or whoever, these legendary players, not legendary, but rookies and legendary players. And then they put the
popular players, yeah.
Popular, yeah. They put the niche things in their boxes or whatever. But I don't think disc golf isn't there yet. Might get there, who knows? But that's a really cool thing to be kind of part of right now. Because you've even said that wrestling is growing in popularity in the card world like a ton, and you have been getting a little irked by people like just taking Topps boxes and stuff just for the money,
Well, it's really, wrestling is very popular outside of the card world. I mean, you can just go look at even friends of mine who aren't interested in wrestling when they see like the stadiums packed at these live events, they're like, really? That many people like wrestling? Absolutely.
Okay.
How many of those people are card collectors? And I think that's what, Fanatics is hoping to make that conversion. Hey, you've got this many, you've got as many people interested in this as, say, some of these other sports, but they might not know that wrestling cards are. I didn't know wrestling cards were a thing until maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, right? I knew about baseball And but I didn't know wrestling was you could still go out, and there wasn't a lot of products at the time. I feel like Panini changed the game on wrestling cards. I feel like they changed Tops had some products, but I think Panini really took it to the next level, and then, in my opinion, unfortunately lost the license, and now it's back to Tops, and now people are. I mean, the first Prism that came out, 2022 Prism, Panini Prism, the first Prism, that box was selling when it came out back in 2022. It initially came out, and the people were paying like 1,500 for the box.
Wow.
Later on, the box dropped to as low as when I picked it up finally. You know, I was buying singles and stuff, but when I finally picked up any sealed wax, it was down to $175. It's back up now to around 400 or so, but their prices for their stuff was reasonable for the Prism years. Then Topps picked it up 2025, and Chrome boxes went up to like, and they're still high, $600. And the cards aren't, again, in my opinion, they're not as good. They're not action shots. Prism had shots of them in the ring doing stuff. Somebody, Roman Reigns getting ready to do a spear, getting ready to, Superman punch somebody.
That's interesting. They
LA Knight doing a BFT.
It's interesting they only had a 3-year deal. Like, I wonder if those are like public or something that I could read, like what those deals between WWE and Panini and WWE and Topps or even any of these sports are. Just
I think Fanatics probably came and said, "Hey, get this license to us, and we'll give you this much more."
like
and
a ton more.
Yeah, a butt ton more money, and
I see. So they just kind of severed it and cut their losses with them, and then okay, that's yeah. Well, we don't want that. We don't want that.
But eventually, it'll find its way. I mean, things can only be flipped so much. Eventually, they have to reach a. Eventually, they have to get to somebody who wants a card, and so ultimately, the price, in my opinion, is going to the ultimate price is going to reflect what the person who actually wants the card is going to pay for it.
Yep.
So people who are going to flip the card can keep flipping it to each other at this high price, but eventually that hot potato is going to go cold. Somebody's going to be stuck with it who's not going to want it, and an actual collector is saying, "Well, I'm not going to pay 500. I'm going to pay 50." And eventually that thing will reach that person at that low price, or it'll sit and rot and with the person who paid 500 for it.
Huh. Yeah, I never really thought of that. Like, just...
But it has to end, right? It's got to
It has to
eventually get to a collector, or
yeah.
the price has to reflect.
You
what
see
a
that with every single
collector's
card,
actually
really. Like, every single hyped player or hyped set or anything. Like, that Caden Clark card that I pulled, the gold, like, sold for like $8,000 or something in 2021. And then now it's selling for literally $2 graded on eBay, just because that's what happened. Huh.
I think sports cards are somewhat based on performance, though.
Yes,
Wrestling's a little different. It's going to be based on popularity, how they're written into the script. Because basically the promotion is going to decide who's going to be successful.
Yep.
And who isn't. I'm sure that's based on the talent of the particular individuals, but I mean, somebody could be super talented and the promotion could say, well, we don't see a future here for you, and doesn't matter how physically well trained the individual is.
I would still put wrestling into the sports card category. I mean, like, I wouldn't take it out of
sports
that.
Or sports slash, I mean, it crosses over between sports and entertainment, I think.
Entertainment. I mean, the person needs to have good athleticism, good charisma, good stage presence. They have to be likable. Like these are all
Absolutely.
skills that they have. I mean, just like throwing a ball or anything like that. But yeah, you are right that it is managed by a higher entity or like
Yeah, there's no
managers.
canonical, there's no standard evaluation. Like we can't say this person threw for 500 yards, which based on history shows that this is really good, or they won MVP or something like that, or they won the Super Bowl, right? It's a little different in since the result in professional wrestling is predetermined, right?
That's true.
I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did know that. I
Okay.
did know that.
Sorry, I thought maybe I just told you
But you're
Santa
telling
Claus
our
doesn't
audience
exist
that
or
too.
something.
So we might have to break it to our audience pretty softly.
Well, that's different than saying it's fake. I mean, it's
No, it's not
certainly
fake.
not fake.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
think
those
it's fake.
guys are getting the crap beat out of them in there. It's just the ultimate result of the match is predetermined.
Yes. Which is fine by me. So I am going to the card show in 2 days. I'm kind of excited now. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think, that it goes on. So I'm gonna go the second day, hopefully early in the morning.
And I hear
I
now you're taking two of your brothers with you.
Well, I don't know about Ethan. Evan is coming. He's confirmed that he is coming. And then I don't know about Ethan. I don't know. He's a little he's iffy on that. But last week you were talking about a plan for your card show, and I was coming up with my plan. And my plan is, first of all, have cash. I have cash for the card show because I've learned like it's kind of weird when you kind of do Venmo and or anything like that. I don't know if I'll have service or anything like that. But more importantly, what I'm looking for base SpongeBob cards. I'm going to look more into the TCG places, like for that stuff, which will be interesting because I might have some more comments next episode about what I find with the TCG. I'm going to look at those boxes that aren't PSA 10s, which still amazes me that they just put PSA 9s, 8s, 7s into boxes and sell them for $5 or whatever. Fine by me. I'm
I agree.
also I'm also gonna be part of the wagon and just I'm gonna look for nice Shohei Ohtani cards and Aaron Judge cards. You know?
Now's the time to be looking for them. Baseball is off the radar here for a little bit.
Interesting cards. I'm not gonna just buy them just because it's Shohei Ohtani. I'd buy them because they're interesting and like a fair price or whatever. Because, I'm not too interested in it, but there's that hype around it as well. So that's exciting. I'm also
He's historic. He's a historic player, right? It's worth owning a piece of the history, I think.
yes. Yes. I also might just count the tables. Maybe that's going to be OCD a little a little too much for me but I might count the tables just because I'm curious to see if it's actually 400 plus.
That's big, man. That's a third the size of the National. You realize? I think the National's about 1,500 or so.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like where you live, you can go to like 50 table shows and stuff. But where I am, there's no shows in Fort Collins, Windsor, Greeley, Loveland around me. It's only in Denver. And they only come up, I think, either 3 or 4 times a year. So everyone goes to them. And it's just insane. Insane. But I'll have a buddy there. I'll have a buddy there to keep me grounded, so it'll be good. I don't think I'm gonna bring cards there to see if I can trade them, but I don't think I'm going to take it out. I'm not going to take out my trade binder, probably. I don't have anything that people would want. Nothing.
Yeah, the challenge with those big shows is always you want to. I think the biggest thing I learned from this one and having an agenda is as you're going through those dollar boxes, you don't feel pressure. You just feel like, okay, I can go through all of the dollar boxes here. I've got plenty of time. And if you do it at a 400 table show, all of a sudden you're thinking to yourself, I've gotten through 10 tables and the day's already over.
Yeah. Well, also, last time I couldn't even get to dollar boxes. It was so packed.
Yeah.
Like, people were just there. And, like, you have to be aggressive, like, to get to there. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that.
The other thing that was great about the show, I thought this hasn't happened to me at another show. I was as I was going through the dollar boxes, I had probably at 4 of the tables, the dealer behind asked me if I needed a chair to sit down and go through them, which I thought was extreme. I thought it was very generous. I mean, to ask that. I mean, I didn't. I wanted to walk around, but I just thought that's very nice, and it just makes me want to do business with that. When I work with an individual, when there's a dealer who's being nice to you and being generous, you want to make a deal. You know what I mean?
Or they saw your lame ankle.
No, no, they were because I saw other people. I saw they were doing it with other people. Okay. No, my ankle wasn't that bad. I can walk without
with a cane.
I can walk without a limp. I can walk without a limp.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know.
No, I think they were just nice. Let's give them
credit. That is nice because like everyone is standing there, and I get tired. Like, oh my gosh, I need a chair. I need to sit down. Maybe even have a beer or something. Like we did that in the Green Bay show. That was very helpful. Last time I went to the Denver show, I got a hot dog. Not gonna make that mistake again. Do not get hot dogs at card shows. Oh my gosh. My body never forgave me. You gonna take that advice?
I'll take it under advisement for sure.
Don't do it, man.
Hey, I just noticed we're at 57 minutes. Before we end, I should probably mention when I went to visit my friend Chris, his son is big into disc golf, knows Anthony Barella, and got me some, I think they're special discs or interesting discs to give to you.
Yes.
I don't know exactly what they all are, but I've got 4 discs that are going to head back with you or head back with your brother in January when he comes to visit me.
Yeah, and I was not expecting this. You already showed me pictures of them, and like they are really cool. Very Discraft signature discs, Anthony Barella signature discs. One of them I think is a Luna, both Anthony Barella and Paul McBeth. Yep, their dual kind of partnership with that. One of them is actually a signed Adam Hammis disc. I don't know why he had that, or that's
hammer,
crazy.
The hammer
Hammis. Yeah, I know. He's a great player. And it's so cool to think about. Like last Green Bay show, I was going to get one of those discs, but I decided to get a different one, and now. There you go. There's an Adam Hammis test prototype disc like that. That's signed, and yeah, that's really cool and really thoughtful that you thought to do that. Did you repay the person that you got these discs from?
Yeah, I gave him. I mean, he's a family friend, so
sure.
I mean, so I gave him. I asked him who he, basketball. Any players he likes in particular, and we ended up talking about Giannis, so I gave him Giannis Beckett 9.5 rookie.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, and he'll put it in his collection and enjoy it, I think. Giannis may not be a Buck soon, so after he's not a Buck, I don't really think I want to hang on to his cards anymore.
Oh, poor Bucks. Well, dang, that's a good note to end on, I think. What do you think?
yeah, let's end on that. Next time we will rip another Courtyard IO pack, or if you want to rip another
Yep.
pack of something else.
Next
we'll
time we're
do
gonna
that,
rip
but
a $2,000 pack on either Courtyard or GameStop. So stay tuned for that.
that should be the title of our. We're gonna rip it. No, let's.
I
not
think
do
we
that,
should.
because then we'll be flat out lying, because I'm not gonna rip a $2,000 pack.
All right. Well, everyone, this is Zayd.
Yeah, and I'm Tarek. Thanks
We're
everybody.
signing
And
off.
thanks, Zayd.
All right, everyone.
Signing off.
Bye now.
Good night.